All right, we're back with industry headlines on the Kevin and Fred show, streaming live into our Facebook group, Next Level Agents. And thanks so much. We took a week off last week to celebrate Thanksgiving on a Tuesday, because why not? Most realtors are off on the Tuesday of Thanksgiving. At least it feels like it to me. But we're back. So I should say I'm back. Fred's back in spirit for sure. Anyways, so this week, what I want to do is I want to talk about really the only major news that happened last week. I want to bring into this week's, which is the CoStar news. So if anybody's been watching the news as far as like what's been going on in the residential real estate world, we saw that CoStar made a major acquisition last week, and they effectively threw down the gauntlet to Zillow and said, "Here we come with this move into residential." For those of you who don't know CoStar and what their business model is, they are in the mostly they were commercial real estate, and effectively, I hate using this word, a portal, but an MLS like in the commercial space, which is so much different than what we do as agents. But they acquired the company HomeSnap, the the residential real estate like search portal, for $250 million, by the way, not a small amount of money. Some sounds like it sometimes when we talk about some of what these companies are worth in the tech space. At any rate, this deal's supposed to close by the end of the year, and it'll put the company, this effectively, the purchase of HomeSnap puts CoStar in direct competition with Zillow. And so there's been a lot of talk of, okay, well, what does this mean? What's going to happen now that HomeSnap has said, hey, we're going to get into the residential real estate space and not just be all about commercial. So here's the deal. No doubt they have thrown down a gauntlet. They have challenged Zillow. They have been on record as saying that they don't like the way Zillow does business. They believe that their model is wrong. Basically all the things you hear from a lot of the mouthpieces we have in real estate, and a lot of the heads of real estate companies. So pretty interesting. I'm curious what will happen, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Like, what does this mean, if anything, to you? What do you think this could mean for the future for real estate agents? Does this really, do they provide an actual threat to Zillow? Are they here to save the real estate agent? Because it seems like everybody wants to be a savior to us, as if we're incapable of protecting our own businesses. Like, what does this mean? One thing I thought was super interesting and kind of doing some research on what's going on is there was a quote from a recent Inman article that was put out from an unknown, what's the word I'm looking for, an unnamed former Zillow executive that said CoStar is the only competitor we feared. It cleaned our clock on rentals. This is supposedly from, sorry, not a competitor or executive, but a former Zillow insider. They said Florence, meaning Andy Florence, founder of CoStar, poured money into marketing, and we hesitated, so he won. So CoStar, if you don't know, owns apartments.com. It's something that Zillow has tried to challenge them on and really haven't done that much with it. So in a recent earnings call, Florence boasted that his quirky and popular advertising campaign with Jeff Goldblum had a lot to do with this. And I mean, CoStar, for perspective, is like a $35 billion market cap company. So they've got sort of a take no prisoner reputation. They often sharply, hike the price up for their services once they get in. I want to say access to CoStar is like as a commercial agent is probably somewhere around $500 a month. Like, it's not cheap by any means. So who knows what this is going to do? I think this is the wild card. And Inman pointed this out, was, does this wake up realtor.com? Because it's possible if CoStar is going to come in and effectively start a fight with Zillow. And from my viewpoint so far, rally around the agent, have the hope and hopes that the agents and brokers rally around it, then um, does this leave realtor.com the opportunity to sort of become like quiet and get to work and actually build back up to something that this company could have been? I mean, as you know, it's well documented, realtor.com was just totally gripped with scandal and then kind of inaction. And obviously now it's in a much better position. Um, I believe when they were acquired a couple of years ago, like they've really put some money into it. Then they went out and acquired Op City. And so they've got like Ben Rubenstein, who joined Realtor.com when he sold Op City to Realtor. And I mean, this guy's smart. Ben knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a company, and they seem to have more direction than ever. So this actually could be the biggest opportunity ever for Realtor.com that they're going to see to make a comeback, if you will. And so it's going to be fun to see what happens. In other industry news, EXP launched officially into Mexico, furthering their international global expansion plans. And that's it for this week's industry headlines. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening wherever you're listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.